This is North Georgia's News Talk.
WDUN. This girl is on fire.
Welcome back, folks. WDUN, North Georgia's home for NASCAR. Coverage begins in a couple of weeks. We will have the Daytona 500 and all the Sprint Cup races, nationwide series races on our airwaves, AM 550, FM 102.9, WDUN. And as a special treat for both you, the listeners, and us, the workers, myself, Rebecca Cameron, and Ken Coleman will, for race week, be heading down to Daytona to talk to some of the drivers, get some good interviews, bring you some fine content as we kick off the NASCAR season here on WDUN. This portion of Game On, folks, brought to you by Nichols Body Shop. Nichols Body Shop is celebrating 6 years of serving Hall and the surrounding counties. I want you to hear me when I say, if your car has been damaged in any capacity, maybe as a byproduct of an accident during last week's inclement weather, maybe you're suffering through an accident that just happened today because of the rain falling across our area, Nichols Body Shop is the place to take it. You'll get a free estimate on the damage and quality repairs with old-fashioned service. Go see Nick Nichols and his men on Atlanta Highway in Flowery Branch. Tell them KDB sent you, please, and thank you. All right, we've got a special guest in studio with us at 7:07 as we continue Game On. We appreciate all of you being here. Last season at Gainesville High School, Michael Gettys, .470 batting average, 18 RBIs, 32 runs scored. Throw in his 3 home runs, 29 stolen bases, on-base percentage of .507, and you see why he has not only gotten the attention of the likes of University of Georgia, but many a professional scout nationwide. And he joins us in studio. Michael, happy to have you here, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing just fine. Listen, we want to start out with this. You've been to a lot of showcases.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Is that what they call them, showcases?
Yeah, they call them that. They're held at different places across the country. So.
Yeah. All right, so showcases, basically cattle calls for high school athletes. I went to showcases like that as a basketball player. And you aren't just on Georgia's radar, and you are committed to the University of Georgia. He will be a part of the National Signing Day experience happening tomorrow at Long Street Cafe. You'll be able to hear about all the athletes on our airwaves, 2 to 4, 1240 ESPN Radio. You're on Pro Scouts' radar, considered a high prospect. How do you handle that pressure?
I try not to worry about it. I try to have fun. I used to think a lot about performance and all that stuff, but that really doesn't matter. That's why I started working on not thinking as much this year, and I just try not to worry about it and just have fun, and that's what everyone always tells you, but you don't really realize that until you get older.
Until you get older, says the 18-year-old to the 35-year-old. Michael, how do you work on not thinking? Because it's interesting you say that, and that's very wise of you, and I'll tell you why really quickly. Some of the best athletes we've witnessed, some of the best, take their mind completely out of the game they're playing and just react. So how do you work on not thinking?
I'm a person that works well with just reacting, just letting my athletic ability work. And a lot of times I've thought too much, and my coach always tells me to be dumb, and that's what I need to do, is be dumb. And working on not thinking is just going in there with a clear mind. I like to have fun, not necessarily goof around, but have a little fun, just joke around and stuff, but just be relaxed. But when you get in there, you're serious, but it just helps you relax and not think, not trying to be like, I got to do this, I got to hit a home run every pitch. If you think that, you're not going to do it. So yeah. I basically just try not to think anything, just be easy. That's what I usually do. Just
be easy. Wise beyond his years is one Michael Gettys. Why did you choose the University of Georgia?
I chose it young after my freshman year, and it was just, at the time, I wanted to hit and pitch, so they gave me that chance. They gave me a 100% scholarship, and there was nothing better than that. And at that time, Georgia was the only place I wanted to go, and it's in state, and it was just great for me. So
natural follow-up question is this: you are, by most accounts, I'm not going to say all accounts because I haven't read all accounts, but you are, by most accounts, when amateur draft time comes around, going to be a pick and probably a very high pick. So what happens then? Where does your mind go then? Or do you stick with Georgia, or are you tuned into the minor leagues / major leagues, or are you just going to wait and see? Does it depend on where you're drafted? I
don't really talk about that much, but I just let this season unfold and just have a great season, and then I'm just gonna let it go. And if it's good, if I have a good season, then I mean everyone wants to play professional baseball,
right?
So I can't say that I don't want to play professional baseball. I want to play every day. That's a dream. And when you go out to minor league baseball, you play every day.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. So you can see what I want to do, but it's just, I mean, Georgia's great. Georgia, it's a great. They got a new coach. He's amazing. I went up there. I love Coach Strickland and the whole coaching staff, and I have a lot of friends up there. A lot of people on the baseball team. It's great. So whichever one presents itself the most is what I will do. So,
well, I think I can appreciate it. Our listeners can appreciate it, that you don't have any preconceived notions. Whatever happens is what is going to happen. And now we know what a 5-tool player is. Anyone who is a baseball fan, even really a sports fan, 5-tool player gets thrown around a lot. Speed, ability to hit for average, ability to hit for power, gun of an arm, defensive skills that allow you to take bases away. But you've been called a 6-tool player, and it's because of what we're hearing from you tonight, and that's your relatability, if that's a word. Because of the person you are, people are calling you a 6-tool player. What does that mean to you?
I didn't know there were 6 tools, but I've heard that too. But well, I think a 6-tool is the 6-tool is having it mentally. And baseball is such a mental sport. It's so much different than football or basketball. Like I could be the strongest and fastest out in football and basketball, and I'll go, you're going to be the best. But in baseball, you could be the strongest, fastest. You're not always going to be the best. It's all about being able to leave the last pitch behind, leave what you've done behind, and just move on to the next one and stuff like that. So for me, it hasn't clicked until my senior year to where I've got it mentally. I'm not saying I've got it mentally there because I'm not in the big leagues. I'm not a Hall of Famer yet or any of that. But I feel like I've got it. I've really improved mentally in the game of baseball so far, and just letting things go and just relaxing. It's a game. It's a fun game. And I used to put too much pressure on myself. But this year I've really worked on that, and that was what this summer taught me. This summer taught me not to worry as much, and that's why I feel like I'm going to have a great season this year.
What was the summer like for you? What did you do?
The summer I played in a few tournaments right after high school, did very, very well in them. Then went to Minnesota, did very well in there. That's when my name started getting way up there. I came back, did really well. Then we took a break off, and I just didn't see that many, and I went to this one tournament with a ton of scouts and just didn't do as well. But that's baseball. That's where it taught me there. And all the scouts that would come to my house, they would tell me, like, we saw you struggle, but you handled it well. You took it well. You didn't get frustrated, and that's something that they like to see. They enjoyed seeing that because they don't get to see that much. Because when you're good at baseball, when you're really good athlete, you don't fail that much, and they like to see that. But I went out to California, which was probably my favorite. We went out to California. The weather was great out in San Diego, and it was a great time out there. Did pretty well in that. Went to Chicago. Just had a good time. So that's about how my summer went. It was a fun time just traveling the country. Well,
I was about to say that sounds like a really boring summer, one that I would not like to participate in. What did he mention? San Diego, Chicago, where else? Minnesota. Now I don't know about that.
It wasn't that cold. We were in a dome. That dome's not there anymore. They made a new field, so it's not there anymore. I went there. Went to New York, and stayed around here. So.
Oh, yeah. I bet that was the most fun part of your summer, was staying around here after all of those places that you mentioned. You've said a lot, this year of high school baseball is very important to you. It's your senior season. What do you hope to accomplish individually? More importantly, what do you hope that this Gainesville Red Elephant team that you're going to be on accomplishes?
I definitely don't think about individual statistics, because when I think about that stuff, when you think that you have to go 4 for 4 each game, you don't do that. You put too much pressure on yourself. So I just think, take it game by game. We've always been like, we're going to win state, and it hasn't happened. We've had the talent, but it just we've overthought each game. Like we were in the semifinals, and we were already thinking about the state championship, and that's not what we should do. We should think about each game. If we win every game, then you're going to win state. I mean, you're not going to lose. So we're just going to take it game by game. First game, second game, third game, and it's just going to keep going. If we keep winning, then win region, then win state. So that's our goal, because I would feel very disappointed. I don't care if I get drafted very high if we don't win a state championship. So that would be really disappointing to me.
That is quite mature. Do you feel like you've matured? Because you sound like you've matured, and I mean even from last year to this year. Do you feel like a more mature young man?
I feel like I have, because I've been under the national spotlight a lot. It makes you. I've always felt like I've been humble and I don't like really bragging about myself or any of that. And I just feel like it just being exposed and stuff like that. It's really helped me as a speaker and as a person. So,
what's it like playing for Jeremy Kemp?
Coach Kemp's one of my favorite coaches. He's a really good coach. It's just he's really big on discipline, about following his rules, and he's had success since he's been there. So that's what his record says. It this past 4 years, I feel like he's only lost about 6 or 7, 8 games this past 4 years, and that's pretty good. It
is. It's been an impressive streak for him, but also that you all are consistently in the state title talks is impressive as well. And it's hard to live up to if you're a Jeremy Kemp. It's hard to live up to the tradition that is Gainesville High School baseball, and he has done it exceptionally well. Why do you love the game so much? Why do you want to keep playing the game?
I want to be great. That's probably the biggest reason. Everyone asks me, why do I love it? I just want to be great at something. I feel like if you want to be great at something, you can do it. Anyone can do it. You just have to work hard at it. And that baseball is something I've chosen. I feel like if I'd chosen something else, I would want to be great at it. If it was football, basketball, if it was school, if I just wanted to choose one thing to be good at it, I would work as hard as I could to be great at it. And I don't want to be ordinary. So.
You're killing me, Michael Gettys. Absolutely blowing me away. We're continuing our conversation with the University of Georgia commit Michael Gettys, who, to say he's on the national radar, to say he's on the professional radar, is putting it mildly, folks. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with him. I've got 5 very interesting questions to ask him. You're not going to want to miss it. This is Game On WDUN.
If your radio doesn't have a 5-point harness, you might want to get one. New home of NASCAR, Sprint Cup, and Nationwide Series Racing is AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Game On continues at 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're joined in studio this evening by Michael Gettys, University of Georgia commit, one of the top baseball prospects in the nation where the pros are concerned, and a senior at Gainesville High School. I'm Katie B. Davis. We appreciate Nichols Body Shop partnering with us. Nick Nichols and his team truly live up to their mantra, folks. Quality repairs, old-fashioned service. From dents and dings to major collision damage, Nichols Body Shop has you covered and throws in a free estimate to boot. What more could you ask for? Go see them today at 4730 Atlanta Highway in beautiful Flowery Branch. All right, Michael, we were talking off air. I asked you a simple question. You're a very athletic guy. I've seen you tweet out a lot of pictures of you with Deshaun Watson and other athletes from Gainesville High School. Why just baseball?
I used to play football and basketball, and I used to think I was going to be a football player, but at about age 12, I started becoming a lot better at baseball. I started playing competitively in a big travel league, and started getting a lot better. And I remember I got hurt when I was about 11 in football, and I remember how that took away from baseball. And I was really upset about how I couldn't play baseball that season. And I talked to my coach and I just stopped. I just said, I'm done with football. I'm done. I'm going to keep playing baseball. I kept playing basketball too, but it ran into baseball season, and I didn't like that at all. So I've just always loved baseball. It's always had an effect on me.
Yeah, and I told him this off air, folks. I'm going to share it with you. You can tell when Michael talks about baseball, he has a great appreciation and passion for the sport. And so therefore, when young people make a decision to stick with one sport, it should be because they have a passion for it. Not anyone else around them, but because they have a passion for it. And he most definitely does. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions here. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
You ready to have a little fun? Are you ready to smile and laugh? All right, favorite Major League Baseball player?
Mike Trout.
Really? I thought you were going to say Bryce Harper.
No, I'm a Mike Trout fan. He's better than Bryce Harper. He's
gauntlet
way better.
Thrown. That's fantastic.
I like comparing my game to Mike Trout because the way he plays, he's the best player in the game right now. Even though Miguel Cabrera is the best hitter, he's not the best player. Mike Trout's the best player, I feel like.
Mike Trout's extremely athletic. I know that daggone much. Now, I'm going to throw in a little brag. You're not braggadocious where talking about yourself is concerned, so I'm going to brag on you. Bryce Harper, from outfield to home plate, threw how fast?
I'm not sure. I've never asked that.
Slower than you. From outfield to home plate, and this is in the same showcase that Michael Gettys went to. I don't remember what showcase it was, but this came directly from your assistant coach, Gainesville High School, Adam Miller, who I trust. I think he's very credible. Bryce Harper threw 98 miles per hour from the same spot Michael Gettys threw home. Michael Gettys threw 100 miles an hour from that spot home from the outfield. And you will play outfield. You are moving on. No more pitching for you.
I'll pitch in high school this year because I still like pitching, but I love hitting. I love playing outfield, and I really started working a lot more on that this summer, this fall, and it's made a big difference. So I definitely enjoy playing outfield more than pitching.
All right, he's getting his Mike Trout on, folks. This is Michael Gettys, Gainesville High School senior, committed to the University of Georgia. As we continue with Game On, favorite band? Or singer?
I used to like Lil Wayne a lot. My parents, if you want to talk about bands, my parents always liked Led Zeppelin, so I listen to Led Zeppelin some.
That's fantastic.
I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers too.
Okay, cool. So you enjoyed the halftime show?
They didn't sing my favorite song, so.
Okay, yeah, I hear what you're saying. All right, favorite food?
Oh, probably chicken.
Aren't you healthy and nice? All right, what do you do in your off time?
I like hanging out with friends. I like to be funny. I enjoy playing sports. I go play basketball. I like being active. In the summer, I like going on the lake with my friends. So it just depends. I just go with whatever's going on.
So nothing in particular. Just
go.
Yeah, fly by the seat of your pants. I understand. Rihanna or Beyonce?
Rihanna. I'd say Rihanna. When she has long hair.
All right, well said. Now, music-wise, Rihanna or Beyonce?
Lately Rihanna, because Beyonce hasn't come out with a lot of new stuff lately. She just did, but,
okay,
but
come
she
on
hasn't.
now.
She hasn't in the past 3 or 4 years.
All right, whatever. You tweeted, and yes, I follow you on Twitter, so be very afraid for what I'm about to say, Michael Gettys.
Okay.
You tweeted that Peyton would silence Richard Sherman after the NFC Championship game when Richard Sherman pulled a fit on national television. Don't you talk to me, Michael Crabtree! So considering that you tweeted that out, Michael Gettys, what did you think of the Super Bowl?
I still believe it. I still think Peyton Manning's the best.
See, that's cool, though. He is, isn't he?
I think he is. People always want to talk. It's the media. They always want to say something. It's just like LeBron. I think LeBron's going to be better than Michael Jordan. I would like to say that I lived when I watched two of the best players that played the game ever. So
there has been so much talk since the Super Bowl of Peyton Manning's legacy being ruined because he didn't win that one game. Don't you find that as an athlete to be completely ridiculous?
It is. But that's just the media talking. I don't know. He hasn't won the Super Bowls, and I understand that. But he is, if you want to say the best quarterback, he's probably one of the best quarterbacks. Quarterback doesn't mean you always win the big game. It's quarterbacking. Like, who would you want on your team? Who would you start with on your team if you could pick anyone? Peyton Manning would be my first pick.
Yeah.
That's quarterback-wise.
Who's your NFL team?
I always pull for the Falcons, but I always pull for Peyton Manning if it's not the Falcons.
All right, that's good. That's a very diplomatic answer. All right, we want to wrap up with you, Michael, with this. When you look 5 years down the road, ideally, where do you see yourself? I
would like to be in the major leagues playing baseball every day, and that's a dream, and I'm going to try to make it a reality by working hard every day. I feel like I can do that, too. I feel like I can get to the major leagues fast and have an impact on the game. So I want to be a great player. I want to be a Hall of Famer, so I feel like I can do it. When I get out there playing every day, it's just going to become a habit to me, and I feel like I'm going to really improve my game.
Who instilled the work ethic you have in you?
My dad used to train me a lot when I was younger, and I guess it just grew on me. I just started working every day and working hard, and it stuck with me.
Do you ever wake up in the mornings and go, not today?
Not really. Some days I'm sore.
Yeah.
I don't get that sore usually. I'm really flexible, so I've never really got that sore. But some days I'm really tired, but I have to do it. I have to do it. I know I have to do it, and I'll get mad at myself if I don't. So just go ahead and do it.
You got to get yourself prepared to play every day right now by doing it every day, right?
Definitely.
Well, let me tell you what, Michael Gettys, I think you got a bright future ahead of you, if for no other reason than you're an eloquent young man who is well thought out and clearly mature for your age. Wish you best of luck if the University of Georgia is your route. Wish you best of luck if you get drafted high enough for minor league, rookie ball, and Major League Baseball to be your route. Either way it goes, though, I know that's going to be your route one of these days. I appreciate you being in studio with me. Have a lot of fun your senior year for the Gainesville Red Elephants.
Yes, ma'am, I will. Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. What a great, great, great guy. When we come back, folks, on Game On, the starting five, Brian Perkle, my intrepid producer, picks 5 of your social media / email questions at random, throws them at me at random, and my answers may very well also be quite random. We got 30 more minutes to go in this Tuesday edition. Don't miss one single second of Game On WDUN.